Welcome to Fellowship with the Holy Spirit. I have been speaking to you about intimacy with God. So allow me to continue on this message, on this series on intimacy with God. And I pray that you'll be able to, by the time we end this series, you should be able to comfortably be in a good relationship with God. But I want to say something to you even before I start. And I shared this the other day in church on Sunday in Entebbe. Is that the reason why we don't pray and the reason why we struggle to pray is because we are not in a comfortable relationship with God. Now, when you're in a comfortable relationship with God, it becomes easier to pray because you have a functional relationship. But in cases where the relationship with God is struggling, it is possible that your prayer life will struggle. Now, prayer is not meant to be hard work, but prayer is communication. But how will you be interested in constantly communicating to somebody that you do not have a relationship with? So when your prayer life is struggling and you feel like it's difficult to pray and you don't even have a reason to pray, then know for certain that your relationship with God is what is struggling. Because if your relationship with God was intact, it will be easier for you to pray. But when the relationship with God is struggling and it is suffering, you will not feel the desire to pray. The motivation to pray will not be there. So if you really want to know where you stand with God, just look no further than your prayer life. Because when you're in love with somebody, communication is what fuels that relationship. Now, the moment communication begins to die, so will the relationship. It's only a matter of time. But a healthy relationship with God can only be visible and identifiable in your prayer life. When you are truly in love with God and you truly know the Lord, praying becomes easy. It ceases to become hard work. It ceases to become a burden. It ceases to become one of those things that you say, oh my God, it's midnight again, I have to pray. But when you are in a relationship with God, the Holy Spirit begins to teach you what prayer is. Then you begin to look at prayer differently. It becomes something you look forward to. You become excited. You want to be with God. You want to spend some time with God, even if it's just 5 minutes. Now, right now, when your relationship with God is struggling, at the back of your mind, you tell yourself, I think I want to pray for 30 minutes. I want to pray for 1 hour. And I want to pray for 2 hours. No single person who is in a relationship with another person will attach time to it. You just let it flow. And that means if you're in a relationship with God and your relationship is intact, your praying will not be attached to time. And that means when you go into the presence of the Lord to pray, you don't even care. Why? Because you're in love with someone. It should not be an issue for you to express yourself, whether it be for 1 hour or 2 hours or 10 minutes.